Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Maria. If you watch this video and you like it, don't be shy, hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. For more videos on narcissistic abuse recovery and complex post-traumatic stress disorder. Guys, this video was downloaded onto me this morning. I don't have anything written. I just have something I need to talk to the scapegoats of this world about this morning. So, if you are a scapegoat of narcissistic abuse, of the family dynamic of triangulation, stay tuned because this message is for you. When we are talking about narcissistic abuse, we are talking about long-term emotional abuse that can cause something that we call complex post-traumatic stress disorder. This means that you may have a vicious inner critic. You may think thoughts like, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, I will never get that good job, I will never be in that relationship, there's something internally wrong with me. You may have toxic shame. You may have been told things about yourself or made to believe things about yourself that you attach to your identity. You think these things are a part of who you are, but they're not a part of who you are. It is called toxic shame. It's a part of C-PTSD. You may have social anxiety. You may have anxiety in social situations. It's hard for you to attach to people. You go into a social situation and you think, people are looking at me. There's something wrong with me. I don't belong here. I don't belong here. Okay? You may have self-abandonment. So you may be a people pleaser, a chronic people pleaser. You may have a core wound of abandonment from childhood. You carried that into adulthood. You took over as the abuser in your own life and you self-abandoned. So you put other people's needs in front of your own. Okay, these are things that somebody who has been a scapegoat of narcissistic triangulation may deal with because of the long-term emotional abuse, because a parent or a caretaker did not provide the support that you needed, did not protect you, but instead of protecting you like they should have, they were actually in the place of an abuser towards you as a child. They did not encourage you. They did not validate you. They were not behind you. They were instead a barrier to you living out your full potential in your life. They were keeping you down instead of helping you rise up to what you were supposed to be. So someone who is a scapegoat would have gotten the brunt end of the deal, would have felt the abuse. You may be a highly sensitive person. You may have really felt and watched the mannerisms of the people around you and tried to protect you. You were protecting yourself because no one was protecting you. That may be why you feel worthless. That may be why you feel less than and like you're not good enough because someone was supposed to be doing the job that you had to do at such a young age. Listen, I have a message for scapegoats of narcissistic triangulation. And I'm going to bring this message to you completely. This is a word that I got this morning. This is completely a raw word that just got downloaded on me today. And I want you to really let it absorb into your identity and into who you are. All right, let's go. If you are the scapegoat of your family, I want you to understand that you were born as the light in a world of darkness. You did not become the light of this world because of the abuse that you went through in childhood. You were born this way. You were born different. You were born touched by God to be the light in a dark place. Because you are the light, you shine, you're different, you're set apart. You are a generational curse breaker. The world is a dark place. There are people in this world that do not want the light to shine. It blinds them, right? They want to blow the light out. They want to keep the light dim. They don't want you to shine. But you were destined for this. You weren't created to be, you were born this way. Scapegoats, you were born as the light in the world. I want you to understand that all of those limited beliefs and the thoughts that you have about yourself, about I am not good enough, I am not worthy, they could not be farther from the truth. You were called to be set apart. You are different. You are a generational curse breaker. Would you believe me if I told you that everything that you've thought about yourself up until this point has been a complete lie, and that you are free from all of those chains that have been holding you back your entire life? All of those things that you have been thinking about yourself your whole life have been a lie, and they have been chains that have been holding you back from living out your potential and the purpose that God has put on your life? Would you believe me if I told you that you were set apart for greatness? That you, specifically you, as a scapegoat, were chosen for greatness in this world. And that your story and the pain that you have walked through in your life serves a purpose on this earth, because there are other people coming behind you, people who are already born, people who are struggling right now, that need to hear your story, that need to hear your testimony, that need to know that you got through this, so that they can believe that they got through this. But they're not going to relate to anybody's story. They're going to relate to you, to your story specifically. So as we heal from narcissistic abuse, and we happen to be the scapegoat in narcissistic triangulation, and we have felt so lonely and like this core wound of there's something wrong with me, I want you to understand you felt that way because you were the light born into a dark world, and the darkness wanted to keep you down. So it told you things that weren't true to dim your light. But all you have to do is break those chains. Don't believe the lies that the enemy has been telling you about yourself your entire life. They weren't true then. They're not true now. You're the opposite of those things. You were set apart for greatness. It's so hard to believe good things about ourselves, especially when we deal with things like toxic shame and the negative inner critic. It's like we can believe these things for a second, or it feels good for a second, or it validates us for a second, and then we just go back, or we wake up tomorrow and we feel bad all over again. Or we think that, oh, they must be talking about someone else, or oh, it couldn't be me. I'm going to tell you something. If you wake up every day and you surrender these false thoughts that you have been thinking about yourself to God, and you say, this is too much for me to handle. I can't deal with this anymore. I need to give it to you. Then what you're doing is you're releasing all of that shame, all of that doubt, all of the embarrassment, all of the fake crap that you have been telling yourself because someone else stood in between your purpose in life and the things that you were supposed to accomplish. And they tried to dim your light. If you wake up every day and you surrender those thoughts to God and you say, I can't handle this, this is too big for me, I need you to take it off my plate, I need you to deal with it. I want you to give me the life you want from me. I don't want control over this anymore. This is too much for me. If you can do that every single day when you wake up in the morning, I guarantee you your life starts to change. This is not a religious message. This has nothing to do with religion. I am actually not a religious person. I have a personal relationship with Jesus, and it came from all of the things that I went through in my life, from the narcissistic abuse, from the emotional unavailability, to the narcissistic relationships, to the addiction, to the depression, to the ruminating thoughts. I went through this for so long that I was so desperate to change because I wanted to live. I didn't want to die, okay? And I know that there are people watching this right now, that there are more scapegoats of narcissistic triangulation who are watching this right now who have had suicidal thoughts. I know it's not just me. So when you get to a point of complete desperation, then there's nothing else you can do but surrender it to him. And when you do that, he will transform your entire life. And I want you to know that at the end of that, what I have realized was that we were destined for greatness from the beginning. And that someone was trying to dim our lights. And that is who the scapegoat community is. That's why I'm an advocate for the scapegoat community, because I see your true identity. I know who you really are. I can't wait for you to know who you really are. So leave a comment if this resonated with you. Share this video with someone that needs to hear this, that's in a dark place. The purpose of our lives is to bring people from the darkness into the light, and you are the light. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, don't be shy. Hit the like button, subscribe to my channel for any future videos on narcissistic abuse recovery and complex post-traumatic stress disorder. And as always, I wish you all the love in